the Prince of Darkness himself. Ladies and gentlemen, he killed me, but I love him. Mark Pellegrino!
I feel good being in the middle of the Bible Belt.
Damn right. Sir, you are the buckle.
I'm in my element.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to cause a little disruption.
I love that. This is what Mark does. Mark comes in somewhere where it's calm and he just shakes shit up.
That's what I do.
That's what he does.
Cause problems.
You know?
Stir up shit.
But you know, you cause problems, but then you offer solutions. I feel like you're on both sides of the spectrum, sir.
I beat you and heal you.
Yes. I mean, in many ways, our relationship is similar to that. You killed me.
I did.
And then 5 years later, I got to direct you. So
Yes.
it seemed like a fair... We shared a moment.
And I was very happy about that.
I was too.
Very good. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I enjoyed the project very much, and I enjoyed working with you, even though I was tired.
You were tired. And you were tired, but you were a rock star, man. He literally landed from Brazil and came right to set to do the scene. And was on point.
18 hours of travel, dropping off stuff at hotel, coming straight to set.
What were you doing in Brazil?
Just hanging out.
Right.
Causing problems.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this little sort of behind the scenes story about that episode, and then we'll leave it. Has anybody seen last week's episode, the Stuck in the Middle? So, Mark is a busy man doing a lot of cool things, and we had that scene, and we weren't sure if it was going to work out schedule-wise, and for Mark to come in and do that bit. And literally, I called him. It's one of those things where it helps to be the guy who knows the guy. I called him, I said, listen, I know you're in Brazil, you're doing something else, you're working. You killed me, you gotta help a brother out. But to his credit, he literally moved mountains so he could land. That was the last shot we did on the last day. And only because Mark was willing to move heaven and earth were we able to get him to come in and do what ended up being, I think, an awesome scene with Mark Shepard. So, thank you, sir.
Anything for my supernatural family.
It was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen,
sure.
All hail Satan.
Bye, man.
What's up?
It's my first time in Nashville. It's a pretty awesome place. I've only had 24 hours to explore though, so I haven't done everything I could, so I think I need to come back again. I just do a little bar crawl down Broadway. Right? Everybody knows how to play an instrument here, and everybody's good. What is that? I saw buskers on the street. One of them was so good, I'm like, oh my God, that person's so good. Crash! I banged into a building. It's crazy. So we're going to talk, aren't we? I didn't sleep very well last night, guys.
Aww.
You know, somebody says something on Twitter and then I get all inflamed. And I start arguing. And every time I tell myself, I ain't gonna do that anymore because it's silly. And I don't know that you're converting people when you do it. But damn it, I got... I'm up till 1 in the morning. 2 in the morning. Stupid. Oh, yes. Thank you. I love you too. That's why I'm here. To try to give back some of that love. So we have questions. And this is the line. Is there a line over there? Oh, okay. Great. Go begin. Let's see if I can answer them.
Okay, hi Mark.
Hey.
How are you? And I hope
still. And my question for you is, do you think Nick ever tried to like come out of Lucifer to stop him? Because I know he accepted it in him as his vessel, but did he ever try to cop out and be like, don't do that, that's crossing my line of you using my body? So, yeah.
I think that once Lucifer inhabited Nick, he was helpless at that point. Don't you? He just didn't have the strength. It's not like it's Cass or somebody who can watch TV while Lucifer's roaming around in his brain and be like, yeah, hi. Oh, Lucifer. Hey. No, I think poor Nick was down and out for the count once Lucifer entered. How does that make you feel?
I was really curious. Just I want to hear from you. That's not really what it was.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I'm glad I satisfied your curiosity. Yes.
Hi,
Hey.
Hail Satan. So,
Is your mother watching or your grandmother?
I hope not. As you know, Lucifer has occupied many vessels on the show, and what I'd like to know is,
No.
in your opinion, besides yourself, who do you think portrayed Lucifer the best?
First of all, if you see me always pulling up my fly, for some reason these pants, the fly always falls down. Warning you in advance, earmuffs, eye muffs, in case anything happens. I was very fond of Misha's version of that. I thought he was a devilishly adolescent and fun, and I think that has to be there for Lucifer. We've seen enough of the sinister, broad, devils, right? In portrayals throughout history. I love that boyish mischievousness that Misha had, and I think that's a great quality to carry through any Lucifer. I don't know if the other vessels did that. I'm not up to season 12 yet. I'm through season 11, so.
They didn't. I agree with you.
No? Yes? No?
They were nowhere near. I
sucked. Just admit it. See, I can't help myself. God, I have to stop this tendency of mine to engage in controversy. This is the lot of a contrarian like myself. Oh, you're with the resistance? Really? Are you really? And I'm mostly on their side, but I'm like, really? Yes.
Hi. So my question is not in Supernatural, but out of all the stories that you've read in your life or shows or movies, what is your favorite villain and why?
Oh, favorite villain. That's interesting. I mean, I would have to say, I think almost any villain in a Victor Hugo story is pretty amazing. Because it's romantic, so the characters are enormous, almost archetypal, and very passionate about pursuing their ends. And so I would have to kind of make that general swipe at literature. What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite villain?
Lucifer?
Why?
I think his best line is that I will never tell you a lie.
Yeah?
When you're watching a show and you're like, I'm agreeing with Lucifer, that's an interesting moment.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that? That Lucifer will never tell you a lie?
Yes, kind of.
Maybe that's what makes him a good villain, is because yes, you kind of believe it. Right?
Yes.
Copy that.
Hi.
Frodo, not Frodo Baggins.
Hello. So,
The priest.
I
I was there at AwesomeCon back in 15.
Hold on, I'm talking. The priest in Hunchback of Notre Dame was quite an interesting evil character. Yes?
So I was there at AwesomeCon 15 when that crazy stunt happened. Would you say that's the craziest fan experience you've ever
When
had?
what happened?
The hey ass butt at AwesomeCon 15.
I don't remember. Tell me. Remind me. Was I hammered?
Okay.
I probably wasn't. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that was a great catch.
Oh, really? What happened? Just tell me again.
Okay,
Remind me.
okay, you were on the ground, you let people come forward, there was this person, that was me, and I hey ass butted you, and you caught it with your left hand, microphone the right, and you just kind of let me explain what was going on, you let me ask a question, and then you said cool wings, and I walked away, and everyone was high-fiving me and telling me they're hero.
Way to go.
And I have that on tape.
We double teamed it, the two of us.
I was the Casio with the cool wings.
Awesome.
So would you say that's probably the craziest fan experience? Because right now I feel really foolish that you don't remember that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, you got.
But look, I read a script today, I'll forget it in 2 days. So
Okay.
it's nothing personal. It's just that I have a lot of information I have to store in my brain, and some things just go.
It's okay. I mean,
It's also a function of my age, unfortunately. Was that the craziest experience I've had from a fan?
Probably someone pulled a prank on you and you let me get away with it.
No, I've had actual crazy experiences with
Okay.
fans, which were sort of borderline scary and not fun like that, where we're playing with each other. But it ranks up there, evidently, as a really fun experience.
Yeah, the girl behind me, I asked her to catch it on tape. So,
Oh, yeah?
So if you want to look at it later.
Sure, show me later.
Okay, good.
Okay, thanks, dear.
Thank you.
Awesome con. Right on. Washington, D.C., right? Yes. Washington, D.C. Yeah. Yes.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of Lost and Supernatural.
Cool.
And I noticed you were filming Lost around the same time you were filming Supernatural for the first time.
Exact same
So,
time.
what was it like playing God in one show and then turning around and playing Lucifer in another show? And how did you
Schizophrenic.
for each character? How did you like?
No, I mean I think if there's an interesting part of that story to be told, is that I sympathize more with the devil than with God. I would literally be sitting there across from Titus Welliver, who played the Man in Black, listening to what he was saying, and thinking to myself, that's nothing wrong with that. I sort of like that idea. What the fuck is wrong with Jacob? Why can't he let the guy get off the island, for Christ's sakes? Get off the island, explore the world, see things, be happy. Jacob was such a killjoy. No?
Yeah, he was kind of a pansy.
A pansy?
Yes.
Jacob?
He just went back and just accepted things and just played his little game. And
I mean, he was sort of a conformist, for sure. He played his role. But pansy? He killed his brother. Did you see what he did to Richard? He's not a pansy. He was kind of
I just liked the
bad
darkness better.
asshole.
I just like the darkness better. Like, I like the darker characters, so I like Lucifer better than Jacob.
Yeah,
So
me
I
too.
just like the darker characters.
It's not darker though. It's more initiative, more independence. You know, more passion, and right, non-conformity. Those are some of the values that I think the Lucifer character embraces that Jacob didn't. Jacob was all about self-sacrifice and immolation and doing your duty and duty. I think that word should be kicked out of the English language. Duty, unchosen obligation. choose your life, you choose your obligations, you choose your moral purpose. That's what the man in black wanted to do, and that's what Jacob was against. And that's why I hate Jacob. And look what he did. He touched people. He sacrificed their lives. He brought them into his world just so they could take over for him. Right? Or am I wrong?
Pretty close, right? Yeah.
Really? I'm going on. This wasn't supposed to be this long.
Well, it's not about me. You can keep
Oh,
talking.
it's okay? Okay. I don't want to be boring you. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
You've got me mad now. Now I'm going to have to get on Twitter and fight. Hold on. Stop it. Twitter's an addiction. I sit there, and I should be writing, because I'm writing a couple of scripts. I'm writing, and I look over at my Twitter feed. Writing. Oh, come on. What the fuck? No. Shit, fuck it. You fucking gotta be kidding me. What the fuck? That's such a fucking mother. What the fuck? I can't believe fucking. How can you possibly? Oh my God. Right? I gotta go through a week where I just don't touch it. Because you can't say everything in 140 fucking characters. Unless you're Mark Twain. Or Hemingway. What's up?
I just want to say, on behalf of the iMessage group, Nash Daddies, we appreciate you as an actor and as a person.
Thank you. Thank you.
We do.
I need to hear that from time to time, trust me. Thank you.
And my question is, do you feel bad for Lucifer?
Yeah. I do. I have a lot of sympathy for Lucifer. I mean, and I think his behavior it comes from, and his snarky, fuck you kind of behavior comes from being isolated and perversely persecuted forever by everyone. I mean, that sort of twists you and creates a defiance that, you know, is sort of immune to human affection, and I just feel Lucifer needs a real hug, right?
I think everyone
He
does.
needs the universe to give him just a little bit of love.
I'll give you a hug, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Lucifer's gotten the short end of the deal. He had bad PR. I mean, think about it. What did he do that was so awful? He challenged authority. He said, no. And why? Why should I do that? And for that, he's been forever condemned. Is that cool? Should we emulate that? Should we emulate obedience to authority as an ideal? Unchosen obligations as an ideal? Or should we go, oh, you don't want me to marry who I want to marry because it's bad for society? Society. The new god. Yes?
Hi, Mark. I had a question for your role overall. Like,
Yes.
are you content with being typecasted as like a bad guy and everything, well, most of what you play in, or do you like generally like being the bad guy just because it's fun?
Ouch. I like being the bad guy. Because I think we're a little bit more sophisticated nowadays, and bad guys aren't all they appear to be. And I think we write more complicated characters, and it allows us, and I'm not saying sympathizing with bad things or bad values is good, but it certainly allows us the opportunity to explore a different perspective in a much more thorough way, right? And so bad guys nowadays have qualities that are sort of interesting and good, right? More complicated characters. And I think exploring the nature of Lucifer and supernatural, sort of the way they do, is sort of interesting, because I don't think, given our Judeo-Christian culture, that we often get a chance to look at the other side. Unless you like reading Mark Twain, A Pen Warmed Up in Hell, and seeing perhaps that there is another side to the historical narrative. So I like it. Bad guys drive the story. The bad guys bring out the hero in the heroes. Without the bad guy, there is no Sam and Dean. Sam would be off in Stanford, you know, being the lawyer, and Dean would be getting drunk in a honky-tonk bar, playing for tips and banging the waitress. What makes them heroes? The monsters. It gives them the purpose, the value that they wouldn't ordinarily achieve without them. So I love being the challenge to the good guy. Yeah.
By the way, you're magnificent in everything you play.
Huh? What?
You're a magnificent actor in everything you play in.
I just wanted to hear that twice. How's my Twitter account doing?
I'm blowing it up for you.
Hey.
So, I just wanted to ask, did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
I've never heard that before. Actually, it did. And I broke my coccyx bone. What's up? Was that the real question? Thank you. I feel bad the way I answered that. I didn't mean to be a smartass. Right? I can't fool you guys. Damn it. Yes.
Okay, so there's like a war.
Why are you dressed like Cass in front of me?
Okay, so there's a bit of a feud between whether Cass is spelled with one S or two. And so I just want to know whether in the script it is spelled with one S or two.
I thought this controversy was solved already.
Apparently not.
Didn't Misha actually tweet a picture of the script? And it had?
I refuse to accept that.
It's wrong. That is exactly the way I think. It's two S's, man. Come on. Cass. C-ass.
You're amazing, by the way.
Huh?
You are amazing.
Thank you. So are we done with that controversy? Would you like them to write it with one S? All right, I'll see what I can do about it.
Hi.
Okay.
What was your favorite scene to film as Lucifer?
My favorite scene to film as Lucifer was the scene where I'm burying a village of women and children and killing all the possessed men in the village, getting shot by Dean. eat this, or whatever he said. That was like, it was fun. And it was a long day too, because we shot that until about 3 or 4 in the morning, I want to say, in a rainy Vancouver fall. So it was cold and rainy and miserable, but it was nice working with them. That was my favorite scene. Why? You know what scene I also liked working with? Misha, when he's in the Ring of Fire, Angel Fire. That was really fun to do that. So we were like 2 gunfighters squaring off, and I like scenes like that. Where I get to be a gunfighter without a gun. Sure. Let's speak into the microphone so I can hear you.
How many times did it take to film them?
To film them? Hours. They do take after take after take after take after take with crane moves and all kinds of crazy camera moves. So, you know, one scene that takes 2 minutes on film probably takes 14 hours to film. A lot of work. Not for us. We sit there and wait while the poor crew is setting up lights and changing cameras and laying tracks and doing all the crazy stuff they have to do. But that's why I'm an actor. All right, Jimmy, thank you. Yes?
Hi, Mark. I actually have a question about working as a performer. I just graduated with a degree in costume design, and I was wondering if you had any advice for working performers and how to get started in television.
As a costume designer?
As any kind of performer.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You ever heard of an actor by the name of Chris Cooper? You know Chris Cooper? Academy Award winning actor, fantastic guy. I was sitting with him when we were doing Capote, and he said when young actors or performers ask him what they should do to make it or to get into the business, he says, don't ask me that. You're not going to want to hear what I have to say. And he says that from the perspective of a guy who did his first film at 35 and got into the business by doing regional theater and sometimes painting scenery and doing walk-on, one-line parts in regional theater and practicing the craft he was learning through Stella Adler by tons and tons and tons of, doing tons and tons of plays. So for me, there's the formula that works is sort of a formula that bores most people, which is just work really hard, get good at what you do, and eventually you're going to grow into yourself, and the people will sort of understand you, and you'll get the feedback and success that you crave, I think. But it's nothing short of hard work, yeah? I mean, for me, I was sort of silly in the first decade or so of my work. I just focused on craft. I didn't give a shit about the business. I disdained Hollywood, as a matter of fact. I sort of rejected it. So I didn't build the kinds of social bridges that I started to build many, many years later. Because I just didn't think I wanted to do that kind of thing. But it's necessary. So meet people, work hard, and befriend people who are good at their craft and become likewise good, and I think you'll...
Thank you.
Sure. Yes.
I was wondering, at the beginning of season 5, there was so much anticipation for the character of how they were going to do that and everything else. When you came on, you know, Lucifer's supposed to be the biggest, baddest, most evil, no sympathy, no. You portrayed that so masterfully, just impressed me, where I really felt bad for him. I truly felt bad for him, and it made you think so much about Lucifer and how that happened in such a different perspective.
Good.
I'm wondering what did you draw on, and how did you, in your mind, set up to portray it that well? Because, I mean, it just came off so wonderful. You just really did feel so bad for him. And that's so surprising that you could.
Well, I think
Well,
I think that's the writing more than anything. You know, they wrote a story about a man who was justifiably angry with God, accepting Lucifer, who was angry with God as well, as his vessel, and letting Lucifer take him over. And look, to me, the whole motif of Supernatural is about family. Family dysfunction, love, loyalty in the face of all this dysfunction, and how that dysfunction warps you and changes you and pushes you, drives you in certain ways. And Lucifer's no different. Even though he's a celestial being, his character in Supernatural is a son and a brother who has been wounded and betrayed by his brothers and his father. I think that's sort of a relatable idea for all of us, right? So you don't have to read anything in Enochian or refer to biblical myths anymore when you have a story about family and the vicissitudes of family, the good and the bad, the right and the wrong that is in every family. We can all relate to that, right? I relate to what it's like to be betrayed by people I love. I think everybody's had that in their world, and that's what I draw from just my own experiences and my own emotional feeling about that. And the fact that it's a celestial character maybe should play a part in the way I think about things, but it doesn't. Because if I'm thinking logically about celestial characters, I can't imagine not valuing anything. To me, a celestial character that doesn't have the option of death and doesn't value anything, right? You can't. Values would mean nothing to you. So I just approach it as a human who passionately loves, who feels passionately betrayed, and who wants revenge for that. Does that make sense?
absolutely.
Okay.
I was so impressed with the way you brought that across on screen. I
Oh,
know
thank you.
They wrote it fantastically, of course, but you brought it across emotionally. Just looks and just everything. It was really impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's very sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Hi. So you were talking earlier about Misha portraying Lucifer, and of course he did it beautifully. You know, not just Lucifer as a character, but mimicking you and your body movements and your little facial tics and everything. I was just wondering if you had any involvement in preparing him for that, or if so, like what your process was kind of like in getting him ready.
I nodded and somebody laughed at me. Yeah, my wife was, she was shadowing the director Tom Wright at the time that Lucifer came out of the cage. And so, and I had, of course, been working on it. So Misha did come over to our house and we talked pretty extensively about how Lucifer would approach people and sort of deal with various situations. And I gave him a sort of general thumbnail sketch of how Lucifer sort of sees the world, which he really incorporated into his characterization. And during the coming out, when he snaps Rowena's neck, my wife was off camera, and they were texting back and forth about whether or not that was an appropriate Markism or not. And I really am sort of humbled by the fact that he even sort of asked me into that universe, because he could have done anything, and I think it was a rather gracious gesture on his part to include me in his characterization. I'm really sort of grateful to him for that. He's so smart.
Well, he knows that you played him perfectly, so I can see him drawing that inspiration from you.
Yeah, thank you. Aw, I got the chills. I just got the chills. Little goosebumps. Thanks. Yeah.
Hi. Misha did cast for, by any chance, did he come by and visit you to learn how Lucifer's Mark and how he acts and expresses?
I feel like what I just said, I didn't say. Yes, he did. Sorry. That's a very good question, though. Thank you for that. Yes, he did. He did come by and ask me, and we worked together on it for a little while.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, you can.
How was it like working on the Dexter set as Paul?
Poor Paul. I feel bad for Paul. He's such an asshole. You know, there's just some people who can't break out of that asshole thing, and poor Paul couldn't break out of the asshole thing. I liked working on that set. At first, it was a little tough because Michael C. Hall and I had a very difficult on-camera relationship, which sort of bled into the off-camera relationship because we never really talked to each other. So my threats and posturing and, dissing him and his, more subtle disses on me sort of made us sit far apart from each other, in between scenes and never really talked to each other until about 2 weeks into the shoot when we accidentally and startlingly found ourselves at the craft service table at the exact same time. And I don't even remember who started the conversation, but he looked at me and I looked at him and I said, "I thought you didn't like me." He said, "I thought you didn't like me." I'm like, "No, fuck, come on, man, come here." And it was nice from that. It was pretty cool, yeah, I liked working on that set. I did think when I read the pilot, they wanted me to go out for a part in the pilot, not Dexter. And I said I'd go out for Dexter, I'm not gonna go out for the part that they wanted me to go for. But I turned to my wife, Tracy, who's almost always by my side and not here today. She's writing in our hotel. And I said, if this show becomes successful, it means the world is ending. And I was right. Why do you think I said that? Because once again, Hollywood is lionizing the most despicable, disgusting, putrid, lowest part of humanity that there is. The serial murder is not even worthy of mention. They're human detritus. And Hollywood always makes them these gigantic villains. And that freaks me out a little bit, to be honest with you. Because it goes beyond just a fascination with pathology. Although there is one aspect of Dexter that I liked, which was sort of heroic. And that is the idea that your nature can be something, but that you can impose your will on that nature and be different. Right? Now that I liked. I liked that he had a rigid code of values, and he had to stick to that rigid code of values. When he didn't, things went south. But that I think by drama gave us a value that, ooh, codes of values matter, and morality matters. You're not stuck with your nature. You can nurture it into something else. You can behave differently than you feel. I think those are important messages for us to know, right? You didn't expect that answer, did you? You did it. You asked. Thank you. Deep thoughts of Lucifer. My next deep thought, what's going on with Twitter? What's up?
Hi. First of all, you are the reason I came to this convention. I drove 4 hours from North Carolina because you said on Twitter that you would definitely be worth the 4-hour drive.
I feel a little weird that I said that now. I thought that was just between you and me on Twitter.
Okay, so my question is you have been on so many shows, so many awesome shows, Burn Notice, The Closer, Dexter, and like, I was wondering, between Dexter and The Closer, which did you have a better time filming with?
Oh my God. Closer is one of my favorite shows to have done. Right on, man. Not only because I got to do a character that I don't ever get to do, which was a cross between Carson Kressley, one of my favorite people on TV, and Tim Gunn, also one of my favorite people on TV. And that was Gavin Q. Baker III. So if you haven't seen that, watch the 8 or so episodes that I do and see if you could find the Carson Kressley and the Tim Gunn in my characterization, because that was sort of my idea. And I loved that. I loved not only having the best wardrobe I've ever had in my life. They put a watch on me. I don't even remember the name of the watch. Paper thin watch. I said, oh God, this is great. How much does it cost? $450,000. What the fuck? Everything I wore was not costume. I had a Cartier ring, a real Cartier ring. It was madness. My suits were $5,000. I loved it. It was so cozy. Good clothes feel good. And I liked being unapologetically flamboyant and the smartest guy in the room and the only guy to bitch slap Kira Sedgwick. Gavin Q. Baker brooks no fools. And he just takes over every room he was in, and I loved that. And I kicked Booger's ass too, didn't I? Yeah, Curtis Armstrong played the opposing attorney, and he got a whooping every time we were in a room together. I just... So that was my most fun. And the crew was great. James Duff, who's the executive producer, runs the show like a family, which is unusual in shows other than, say, Supernatural that have been together for so long. And I remember one day having my hair done by the hair person, whose name is, I'm forgetting now because I'm 52, sorry, who directed me in an episode 2 weeks later. And you never see that kind of, Hollywood is very stratified. There's very class conscious, and you don't often see people crossing those sort of unofficial barriers between, crew and blah. You see them in shows where people are comfortable with each other, but you never see crossover like that of jobs. At least I haven't. And I thought that was really kind of great. That you're not seen as just the hair person or just makeup, but somebody with talents and depth that need a chance to be nurtured, right? I think that's pretty fantastic. So praise to James Duff, he runs a good show. Is that it?
That's it, thank you.
Okay, cool, thanks. Yes.
I believe I've heard that you do boxing, right?
Huh?
Boxing.
I did, yes.
How does it help your fight scenes?
Well, it doesn't really, because you can't really punch the way you punch as a boxer when you're punching for film. I guess it... See, I've been punched so often in the face that I'm really, my balance is off. I have a lot of things, physical issues because of boxing that sort of become physical obstacles. But it helps. I still have the agility and stuff from doing it for so long. But you have to punch in ways that you'd never ever do in the ring. You have to telegraph and swing wide and John Wayne stuff and hit it down the pike, which you'd never do in boxing. That's all very bad boxing, right? Do you box? Don't. Too much Marcus of Queensberry. Oh, I have to get up out of bed now and oh yeah, I'm on Earth. Yes.
Hello.
Hey.
So with the recent season having 2 actors play Lucifer, how do you feel about Rick Springfield and David Chazon's performance on Lucifer?
I haven't seen it yet. and I'm not going to. I haven't caught up to season 12 yet. I just finished season 11 about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I've decided to see it all in one fell swoop. But it's not really happening since wait, how far are you guys? I think I just gave something away. What?
We know.
You're on 13? Ah. Yeah, so since I'm doing it now, I've been reading the scripts, so I know what's going on. What did you think?
I think you're the best Lucifer, even though that sounds like I'm kissing up. I'm not really. This is
What's that?
I think you're the best Lucifer, even though it sounds like I'm kissing up. I'm not really. That's like my honest opinion.
Love that. Love your honest opinion. But they're in the supernatural family now, right?
Right.
President, Lucifer. Wait a minute. Art imitating life? Yes.
Hi. First, I just wanted to say that I really love how you portray Lucifer, and I think you're doing a great job with it.
Thank you.
And my question is, with the new show Lucifer, I saw that in the show that Lucifer said something about going out and solving cases. I was wondering, do you think Lucifer could ever actually do that? Like he would go out and solve cases just for the fun?
Sure. Why not? He's an angel, he can do anything. Anything he wants. You gonna tell him no? Right, me neither. Hello? Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
I wanted to tell you that as an actor, you really made me hate your character in Dexter.
You know that people come up to me in the street and they go, "You were Paul in Dexter." Yeah, you were an asshole. You mean Paul's like, "You're an asshole." What the fuck is the matter with you, man? I didn't do anything. I didn't actually try to rape my wife. What?
So when I saw you appear in Supernatural, I was concerned. But of all the actors who played Lucifer in Supernatural, you are the best one.
Thank you.
I'm wondering how much control you have over his dialogue, and obviously his behavior is all you. I love it, but his dialogue and how he grows.
I mean, sometimes I can improvise stuff, but for the most part, I stay within the text. I think they write some pretty good exchanges, and there's really no stepping outside of it. I think without probably being worse than the written material. So I just stick with what I'm given because it's kind of good.
So as Lucifer, you're making me love you.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you.
We're in the Bible Belt.
Whoa.
There's a catchphrase. You know, as Lucifer, you're making me love you.
Right on.
By the way, who doesn't love Mark Pellegrino? What's not to love? You're going to ask a question really fast. Go.
Oh, sure.
How much did you enjoy being really annoying to Sam when you were?
What?
How much did you enjoy being really annoying to Sam when you were inside his head?
I like it. He's so cute when he's annoyed.
Wow, that was spot on. You're the Marcel Marceau of Lucifer actors.
That was in the outtakes.
Oh, that's good stuff. Mark,
Yes.
are you going to join us tonight for Saturday Night Special? We've been begging you for years on bended knee. What's it? We're in Music City, USA. We're in my hometown. You did me one favor by actually doing the scene in my episode. Are you going to keep the trend going? Where's the show?
What is my favorite?
I don't know, do you think I should? All right.
You heard it. First time ever in Pellegrino tonight on this stage with this band. Nashville! First time ever, Pellegrino! I love you! Running with the devil, Running with the devil. We could change the song to Sprinting for the Exit, stampeding over innocent people. As you clawing your way to the door, get away from Rob and risky. Pull out your mace, face them to the floor now. Step on their crotch, pull out their toupee, and call in the cops. Hey. So Robbie and I made a television show, and it's called Kings of Con. We did that. And Robbie and I decided, why should we be the only ones wearing the shirts? We're selling the shirts in the merch room.
Sure, we love cock, but we want everyone to be able to.
We want to be sure that you can let your cock flag fly. So we have the shirts in the merch room for sale, for purchase. Also, the band Loud Swain recently got together and created a long-playing album, an LP, I believe they call it. That's right. And I know you have a tight schedule, but honestly, there's no time like the present to go to the merch room and grab yourself a copy of the disc. Robbie, what are they calling it these days?
The new album?
Yeah.
It's actually called No Time Like the Present.
That was spot on?
Yeah, you were right.
No time like the present. You might want to call your next album Sprinting for the Exits.
Well, I was going to say, should we throw these shirts in the pile? The ones we're wearing?
That's a renegade idea that I think they won't know whose is yours and whose is mine.
Oh, they will. You just by the smell.
No, just sign it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll sign the heart.
We're going to bury it in the stack.
Okay,
we're going to be like a treasure hunt.
In the stack. And then we come back on stage, we're going to be shirtless.
You think you're ready for the exits now.
And then you're really scripted.
Yeah, then it's no joke. Then it's actually a real problem, an emergency that needs to be
Hey, Rich,
avoided.
it's time for the costume contest.
What? Oh man, this is not fun, guys. This is not fun and games. We try to have a good time this weekend, but at a certain point, the fun has to stop and the serious competition has to begin. And this is where it starts. Costume contest, right? It's a costume contest. A full contact sport. It's a costume contest. Somebody's gonna die. Enter if you dare.
It's a costume contest.
All right, Adam Malin, the costume contest connoisseur himself, the executioner, if you